Coming to the United States from a small town in Poland was a huge culture shock when I moved here to the beautiful city of Chicago. In this video, I'm going to show you the 6 essential things you must know before you decide to move here. This is Gabby with Nex-Gen Real Estate, and I make videos about all things real estate. So click the subscribe button and the bell icon to get updated on the latest real estate content. A fun fact, Chicago is known as the Windy City. Some people believe the name came because of the Lake Michigan and the exposure to wind, but actually it is the 50th on the list of windiest cities in the USA. The real story is that most residents started joking that the local politicians are full of baloney, aka hot air, and that is where the name came from. But what you first need to realize is that Chicago is simply beautiful, one of the best places that I have ever visited. You can enjoy the perfect mixture of history and modern living, and also you could learn to appreciate the landscape in all 4 seasons, from beautiful beaches in the summer months to peaceful snowy days, hopefully cozied up in front of your fireplace. Let's get to it. Number 1, you do not need a car. Chicago has a diverse, advanced public transportation system. The city grid makes commuting very easy. You can choose everything from trains and buses within the borders of the city to the Metro, Amtrak, and Pace buses going outside. App-based rides such as Uber and Lyft are also easily accessible. I love taking advantage of Chicago's shared bike rental program, with multiple locations spread all around the loop. Just pick up the bike and drop it off at any other location. And if you do end up with a car in the city, you need to prepare to pay for the convenience. Expenses such as city license plates, stickers, parking spots, and meters will make your wallet weep. Pro tip, be familiar with money-saving apps such as Park Chirp and Spot Hero. Of course, there's free street parking outside of the loop and crowded areas. It is first come, first serve. When parking on side street, pay attention to permitted blocks where you can get your car towed if you are not the resident of that street or you are not displaying an appropriate guest pass. On snowy days, you will become very frustrated spending hours digging out your car just to have someone else snatch your spot the second you leave. For years, I have seen many people become very creative with leaving old chairs or buckets or other pieces of furniture behind to unsuccessfully save the shoveled spot. In the winter, always have a shovel and a jump cable in the car. Number 2, diversity. Chicago neighborhoods are beautiful and diverse. Each neighborhood represents its own history and culture. There are 77 neighborhoods in all of Chicago, which are divided into sides such as North, Far North, Northeast, and so on. Stay tuned for a special video dedicated to 78, which is a brand new neighborhood construction in the South Loop. North of the city is typically youthful and more desirable. There you could find Chicago Cubs playing at Wrigley Field, the boutique shops in Lincoln Park, or live jazz uptown. On the west side of the city, starting in the West Loop, is a very modern and artsy and culinary culture. It is very pleasant to visit Randolph Street and Fulton Market, and the murals and monuments of Wicker Park. Downtown, which is the Loop, is the center of all attractions. Here is the Bean at Millennium Park, Grand Park and its Buckingham Fountain, all the skyscrapers like the Hancock and Willys Tower, and the shopping district on Michigan Avenue, also known as Magnificent Mile. And finally, you have the South Side, which is a mixture of many diverse cultural and social atmospheres. You shouldn't miss monuments in Brownsville, Museum Campus, and Chinatown. Number 3, real estate market. Chicago is a healthy, opportunity-filled place for real estate. When it comes to the cost of living, Midwestern Chicago is a great deal for you. Here, housing is much more affordable than sunny California and chaotic New York, while still offering high opportunities of growth. The average home price is $350,000 and the average rent price is $2,000. And that is with our most recent increase in market craziness. Property taxes here are one of the highest in the country, so budget accordingly. Next, the weather. After living in this area, I have perfected getting dressed in layers. It is not an exaggeration that you might experience 3 seasons in one day. Back when I used to travel to school, I would always make sure to have short sleeves, a sweater, and a windbreaker on me at all times. Now, the seasons can get very brutal. Just prepare for polar vortexes, wind chills in the negative double digits, and always stay hydrated during extreme heat and humidity of the summers. Next, the sports team. Chicago is home to some of the greatest sports teams, past and present. As a general rule, those who live on the north side of the city cheer for Chicago Cubs, and those who live on the south side of the city cheer for the White Sox. Twice a year, each team hosts a crosstown classic at their ballpark, where Chicago residents from all over the city come to cheer for their favorite team. But no matter which team you support, Wrigley Field, one of America's historic ballparks, is a crown jewel that all Chicago prides in. Chicago is also home to Chicago Fire, Blackhawks, the Bulls, the Bears, who play at the Soldier Field, which is located prominently on Chicago's museum campus on the lakefront. This same field hosts the professional football team, the Chicago Fire. Next, infinite recreational possibilities. You will never get bored in the Windy City. The festival season starts in May and ends around October. Some of the events that you should experience and witness are St. Patrick's Celebration, which highlights the dyeing of Chicago River green, the Air and Water Show on Lake Michigan, and Bank of America Chicago Marathon. For nature lovers, visit Lincoln Park Zoo for free. This is the 4th oldest zoo, covering 35 acres, located just north of the Loop in Lincoln Park, right off of Lake Michigan. Millennium Park is also one of the most popular sites to visit in America, with 25 million annual visitors. It is a portion of Grant Park, often known as the front lawn of downtown Chicago. It features J. Pritzker Pavilion, Cloud Gate, Crown Fountain, and Laurie Garden. Once you make it to Grant Park, you definitely cannot miss the Buckingham Fountain. Just north of Grant Park, you will find Navy Pier, a 3,300-foot-long pier on Lake Michigan. It has over 50 acres of parks, gardens, shops, restaurants, and attractions for the whole family to enjoy. And it also made history in 1941 as a training station for the U.S. Navy during World War II. If you're into panoramic scapes, you shouldn't miss the Sky Deck. It is located on the 3rd tallest building in the Western Hemisphere, Willie's Tower, formerly known as Sears Tower. It is the highest observation deck in the US with a glass ledge box that extends 4.5 feet out of the building. And for history and architecture lovers, I highly recommend the architecture boat tour. The tour takes you to the heart of the city on all 3 branches of Chicago River. Chicago is indeed one of the best places in the country. I love being here, and I'm sure you will too. What interests you most about the city? Drop us a comment and share your experiences. Want to know the top 10 community outside of Chicago? Check that video above. Get a free consultation with me for all your real estate needs. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. And as always, this is Gabby saying, where's your future?